Hello and welcome to Truck Talk Videos. Euro Truck Simulator 2, Vive La France. I should have named this video Off the Beaten Track. Well, I didn't. This is an unexplored road. I'm not sure how far you can get up this track, but why not? Let's see in the snow show. Anyway, today I want to talk to you about fear of flying. Yep, there is thousands and thousands of people out there who have a fear that when they get in that tin can, aka aircraft, that it will go down, crash, and they will die. Well, I have to tell you, I was one of them. I hadn't flown for 8 long years before November the 28th, 2016. And I went on the Easyjet Fearless Flyer Course, which I actually saw on a program a few months before that. I'm not sure where we are here, but so I signed up for the course. Well, me and a good few other people who I know did, and it turns out it was one of the best things that I've ever done. I got to meet senior EasyJet captain and instructor, Captain Chris Foster. I'm good friends with him now. I've got his email and everything. And we took off from Echo Golf Golf Papa, which is in Liverpool John Lennon Airport, UK. These brakes aren't going in the snow. Oh, we've just dropped off the diggers, by the way. And we're back on the tarmac of bitumen. The nice stuff. Anyway, back to Liverpool. So, literally, I was on Flight Simulator X the night before the flight, and I thought, oh well, you know, I will fly this before we do the flight tomorrow. I mean, I thought, this might be my last to go on Flight Simulator X. So I flew the same aircraft, which is the Airbus A319, and I actually flew it from Liverpool. And I thought, okay, you know, why not? So anyway, after the flight, I got interviewed, and I am on YouTube. Fearless Flyers testimonial Liverpool, 28th of the 11th, well, they actually put 15, even though it should have been 16. This is still, I love the engine, but it's still sliding alright. So basically after that, Captain Chris said to my mother, he actually said, is that a petrol station? And he actually said, oh well, you know, when you come back tomorrow for the flight, because it was a 2-day course, he said, when you come back and do the flight, I will get him into the flight deck. So anyway, I went in the flight deck, and I thought, wow, I walked past the door, and I thought, well, as everybody knows now, you know, the bulkhead's the stronger, they're made out of Kevlar, the bulletproof, and I thought, wow, there's very few people, I would imagine, gets in, you know, this flight deck without permission. I would imagine. I don't know what it's like in other countries, but certainly over here. So anyway, went in, sat down in the captain's seat, and I'm not a very big fan of Airbuses. I prefer Boeings. You know, hands-on, very manual, very manly type of aircraft. So, okay, this is not good. So anyway, after that, I just I spoke to the captain and the. Am I beached? I'm beached, I think. Come on, baby. Come on. Good tractor unit. Come on. Anyway, I got to speak to the captain and the first officer. And they were young. They was probably about 26, if that. And, you know, very, very, very happy flight crew. You know, very good to talk to, very good with people, and very professional. And I imagine very good at flying. Well, there was on that flight anyway. I kept opening the flight deck door, and I thought, is that against regulations? Even though this is, you know, to do with fear of flying. So after that, after I went in the cockpit, not just the flight deck, because it's a commercial aircraft. The first officer said, "Oh, you'll be flying for Easyjet then one day." I said, "Well, I'm not very good with maths, because at school that was the worst subject, and I said I won't be able to, you know, do the fuel calculations, centre of gravity, weight, this and that." So then Captain Chris said, "Well, you can always train, you know, somehow to do with that, but I prefer myself. I prefer freight." Cargo aircraft than passenger aircraft. I always have. I mean, I've wanted to be a truck driver now since the age of 6, and that was well over 10 years ago. So, so that's why really I've always preferred freight. Okay, what was I doing there? I thought, well, I've always preferred freight. So, so after that. Captain Chris said, "Well, I learned in a Cessna 172, and to help me with my fear of flying and hopefully to get my national private pilot's licence, I went up from Bumpy Barton, as we call it here in Lancashire, in a Cessna 172N a few weeks ago, which was amazing. I mean, it clears your head. You think about nothing else but flying and where things have been over the past you know, two weeks. I need to clear my head. But unfortunately, I was due to go up on the 23rd of April, which was last Sunday. The radio in the Piper Warrior 3 from Echo Golf Golf Papa, which is Liverpool John Lennon Airport, UK, wasn't working. So instead, I decided to go to my good friend Peter Carlisle's farm in Baggant, see his old military trucks, his Bedford, his Scammell Pioneer S V2S, which is the heavy breakdown variant, his GMC CCKW, which is the American cargo truck, which was on the Red Ball Express just after D-Day. You shouldn't look that up if you don't know anything about that. If you're young and you don't know anything about the Red Ball Express, there was a White Ball Express as well. There were supply lines from D-Day. I know a lot about World War II. I'm a self-taught historian on that, and I'm a very, very big fan of the trucks and the supply line, of the guys who worked on the supply line. Very, very big fan. They never got the credit they deserved. I'll tell you that, never got the credit they deserved. So not only that, but he has a Bedford QL, but not just a QL, a Bedford QL-R, which is the wireless version. Or if you are under 50, which I am, the radio version, the commander version, if you like, of the Bedford QL. And pretty rare piece, you could say. So it was nice to see that. It's fallen apart, it's fallen to bits, of course. And the thing is with Peter, he does a lot with the local community. He's creating a sundial for them. Well, I honestly don't see myself, I don't see what that will do whatsoever. It's not a waste of his time. I think it's good for him. He is 71 and he's a very good friend of mine. It's just that I think he should restore these vehicles, you know, as quickly as he can, because, well, tomorrow I've got another driving lesson, and then I can drive them to shows in the near future, which should be very nice. But I'll leave Peter to it, and on the next video I will tell you about Elwin Edwards, my other friend. His wife has won Crufts, yep, with, I think it's one of their Afghan hounds, and he has quite a few tractors, including a Ferguson TE20, also known as the Grey Fergie. And also he has a Bedford RL, and they was originally from 1953. It was like the Bedford S-Type, just the military version. So we'll tell you more about that on the next video. And have safe journeys, drive safe, and take care out there. See Truck Talk videos. Signing off.